Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? Do it for your spirituality. Do it for the spiritual folks, okay? Especially if you're on this page. I know you got humor because I do comedy and I do spirituality. I talk about my spirituality on here. I had a video posted about myself with a religious group going back and forth.
He's saying speak Niji, and I'm going to insert what Niji is in this video as well.
Which brought me into talking more about my spirituality and my views on how I feel about religion. So I'm going to be very transparent about that. I'm going to be open about that because I feel like it's important that a lot of people know who they are first. Always do your history within your own family line. And things can be taught to you, but it doesn't mean that it's right. So you can get taught something and you can think, hey, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. But when you start studying and doing your own research, you will find out that a lot of these things you have been taught are a lot of lies. So my viewpoints on religion is I'm not bashing anybody's religion. I want to start off by saying that, you have to believe in something in this lifetime, okay? Just to have that sanity, because that could cause a lot of mental issues. It can cause a lot of anxiety, depression. A lot of suicides had came about on different stuff because of it. So you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your energy. Don't attach yourself to anything that doesn't belong to you. So I have done my research on religion.
Place that they will feel like they are away from them. But before you know it, the white man has actually taught some young ones amongst them, begin to preach them lies, and then give them a better job, maybe working as messengers or any other particular thing. And before they could know, the Bible has actually circulated, and so many people became so engaged with the whole Bible study and all that, forgetting their own traditions, their own customs, and the way of life. And before you could know what was happening, the white men have already started their main mission, which was actually the harvest of the whole natural resources that were cluttered all over Africa, and they made them all believe that they should be praying harder so that good things could come to them. They were kind of giving them hope, what they know that they could actually do for themselves. They deprived them of doing such things, rather engage them with religion, engage them with praying, engage them with fasting. It was a kind of a thing of hope. And before they could know that, the white man has actually become their own god. Of it, because slavery is not something that has ended as they claim that it has. Slave trade happens every minute of the day, even till this. It's just that the way in which they perpetrated those days and the way they are doing it now is just different. So it's a kind of trying to say that we have stopped slavery just because you changed the way of the slave trade. Still going on, it's still going on.
Going in church and judging people, messing around with the preachers, having relationships within the church.
If you love us, please let us talk.
For 27 years, I lived in a prison. It was not 20 years. I lived in a prison of lies and shame. Lying to protect the Lowe family. For years, I thought I was a horrible person having suicidal thoughts, not realizing what had been truly done to me. That I was a victim And I would still be in a prison if my brother, and many of you know him, Edgar Wolf, had not approached me just 2 weeks ago with what he had seen as a teenager that bothered him all these years. His pastor in bed with his younger sister, a t-shirt and underwear on. People knew but were too afraid to come forward, and they have now. The lies and the manipulation have to stop. I was a prisoner and you kept me in your prison. I'm a prisoner no longer. I was just 16 when you took my virginity on your office floor. Do you remember that? I know you do, and I have plenty of other stories that I could bring to your remembrance. You did things to my teenage body that had never and should have never been done. If you can't admit the truth, you have to answer to God. You are not the victim here. I tried to tell someone, but all that was done was cover up. No one ever came to me. No one ever helped me. No one ever got me counseling. I have wanted to talk to somebody all of these years and never. You have. You have somebody that you talk to. I never have. The church deserves to know the truth. This church has been built on lies, but no more. The lies need to stop. I could give story after story after story to what you did to me. Michael, your dad is not the victim here. A partial truth is not true. If I would have gotten counseling, your dad would be in prison. It might not be the way, but every time you covered up for Russ Spangle. My best friend was my age when your associate pastor was molesting his 2 daughters. And you know that. You sent him to be a pastor at another church. We can call Melanie right now, and Cassie, her sister. They sat down with you. You sent Melanie away. Don't look at me like that. You know the truth. I know, but you can tell the truth because this is a lie. But you need to tell the truth. You know better than it was.
Listen, my wife is not just adultery, it's another level when it's a teenager. And I will not let this man talk about my wife like that. It happened for 9 years. When she was 15, 16, the sexual grooming started. And it lasted until she met me and we started dating. This is the truth. And that's all we're going to say. Except, just that's it.
We have numbers. Talk to my brother.
That's fine. This necklace was Bobby's, and it was given to her by Jello II, and possibly other people in the office. They might have received necklaces too, as like a ministry gift. I'm not trying to stretch the truth here, but it was in her house, and I'm giving it back. This was Bobby's covenant of purity ring, which she wore while this man had sex with her, and she felt ashamed all these years wearing a covenant of purity ring. She felt out of shame and guilt. We are working through love and forgiveness. We're working through it. But people have to be held accountable, and they can't just bamboozle people and just say, well, I just committed adultery. It was far beyond adultery. So here's the covenant purity ring back. I don't want it in my home. We're done.
Doing just sin, but pretending to praise and be so holier than thou. I'm going to go into depth on a Hebrew Israelite group too. I'm just doing a reaction on this video today, but I'm going to go into depth on the Hebrew Israelite group. Okay? They women have to remain silent, wear skirts, no pants. She can't dress like a man. She can't preach. She can't be free, basically. If they practice the same religious beliefs that the Christians do. But the Hebrew Israelites are a little stricter with their religious beliefs. They believe it so much that they actually have their women in order. They have their men in order. And you can look this up if you don't believe what I'm saying. You can look this up, that everybody has to be in order.
Oh, good job. Look, King David had women in order, man. King David ruled this house upright. King David was on fire. King David enforced the law. And Bathsheba and all of his wives, they understood that and they were in order, following King David, and King David is following Yahushua, and Yahushua is following the Most High God, man. That's the order. The order isn't what a woman thinks, what a man thinks, then what the woman thinks, and then she may be manipulated, and I don't know what to do, and maybe we should read this, and maybe we should go get this. Hey, man, maybe we should go to the Lord. A lot of you brothers, not that there's anything wrong with counsel, you seek counsel too fast because you don't know the precepts. You got everybody in your business trying to figure out what to do, and you're not a real man. Brother, put on the armor of the Lord, read the scriptures, understand who you are and who she is, and understand that if she does not follow you in righteousness, she will be destroyed. Why is that making you cry? Why?
The Hebrew Israelites, that's how they operate. They operate with the woman is supposed to be put down. And I'm going to show you all this video because this just further proves why I say that the Hebrew Israelites are continuing the same traditions that was brought over here. Because my beliefs are, and which I know, my family has always been from America. My roots lie right here in America. I didn't come from Africa on no slave ship. None of my ancestors, I have no stories of that. No folk tales in my family of that. And folk tales was an Indian term that we use as well. Indian burn. Being a naturalist. Being spiritual. I believe that those pyramids that are out there in Israel are the pyramids that relate to the spirituality. I think this world back then was spiritual. And I hate to say it because it's not all white people. And that's what I try to prove to these Hebrew Israelites. It's about love. That's what we are missing. We're missing love. It's not racism. That's what they do to us. You don't want to put that racism back. Present it with love. Do better. Build. Let's build each other up and not break each other down. And that's what that religion do. It tries to break the woman down. Spirituality is finding that inner strength within you, rising above that, going back into the deep, into your ancestors, and feeling that intuition of that guidance. Letting your journey be your own spiritual journey. We come into this world by ourselves and we leave it by ourselves. So you have to tap into your highest potential. So let me show you how hateful, and this further proves what I was saying about these Hebrew Israelites. They use that religion to be so evil towards their own kind. They say that they want to build each other up, but they're kicking each other down. They're bringing each other down. Now let's get straight into it.
And you let your women lead you to the destruction of the nation, man. Right.
You hear that? You let your women lead you. You let your women lead you.
And you want to be like these squares. Wow. Point Dexter, man. Wow. You want to be like these ladies homosexuals. Yeah, you are homosexual. You want to turn around, pull your damn belt up, man. Read that again. Oh, First Kings, and you want to be like this guy, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. You want to be like pedophiles and then weirdos, man. You want to be like these. You want to date they damn women, man. You want to advocate their philosophy.
See, look, just pure hate. White and the black thing. Yeah, the black people, we get a lot of hate. We get a lot of hatred. But we have to dig deep into the real problems and the real issues at hand. The political issues that we have at hand. It's a government thing. We have to bring it out and what it really is. And stop hating each other and using that religion to judge one another. See, that's the problem I have with religion. It's judging. Oh, you're homosexual. Oh, you're a dyke. Oh, you're a sinner. You know, it's hate.
First Kings, give me the classic in Proverbs 3 and 31. Right? You want to feel like you repent, you're going to be destroyed, man.
Right. If you don't repent, you're going to be destroyed. That's not your decision. You don't control the universe. See, and that's the difference. Spirituality, we believe that the universe is in control of the rain, the rise of the sun, the rise of the moon. Okay? In control of it all. Tap into Mother Earth, Turtle Island, because it's a lot of indigenous, aboriginal people here in America, the so-called Black, so-called African American. A lot of them were not slaves, and they were not Africans brought over here on slave ships. Yeah, like I said before, there were Africans that were brought over here, but not all of us were brought over here from Africa. If there was one God, then why do we have many religions? Muslim, Baptist, Christians. Okay, it's so many. And it's so many so-called religions with so many so-called gods. You have to know your true power. Believe that you are God. Know who you are. Dive into you. Tap into your true inner power. So let's continue, because this is hate. I want to show this because they put not yet. They still have my video up plastering. So if they going to keep plastering my video, I'm going to keep reacting to the foolishness that I see them doing.
Doesn't everybody believe in God? Isn't about 90% of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American community Christians? Or you have some form of belief in God, man? Surely you would not be troubled nor vexed.
No, a lot of us have broken away from that. It's not 90% anymore. I'll give it take 60%. 65. We still got some treading. A lot, and you have a lot of people that claim that they're spiritual, but they use that spiritual as still going to church and being religious and still practicing religion. Spirituality doesn't have anything to do with religion. Nothing. Spirituality is its own entity. Spirituality is your spiritual journey that you go on every day. That's what spirituality is. So let's continue, because I want to show y'all, and just look at how disgusting this is, how he talks to his Aboriginal women, because he's not African. He's not African. It's a lot of our spiritual warriors trapped in that religion. It's a lot of them out there. They trapped.
You so-called Black women, you make me sick, man. Right? Yeah. You make wickedness makes me sick, man.
You so-called Black women, you make me sick. Yeah, we're not Black women. We're Aboriginal women, honey.
What is God's name?
Jehovah.
No.
Let me say one thing.
No.
See, we got a lot of, yeah, and that's another thing. We got a lot of our so-called Blacks in that Jehovah too.
You're gonna come up here and listen. We are all of God's people. You can't say white man.
Listen. If you knew God, you would know God told us to judge you.
See, if you knew God, who wants to worship somebody where they say that they're judging people? Judging people. That's like racism. That's two of the same to me. Judging and racism. That's what it is. They might as well put that word together because it's the same thing. How is that right?
We're going to show the long Black woman that she's wrong. That's right. The long Black woman that she's wrong.
Y'all judges.
Read the Bible. God, he that is spiritual, do what? Judge all things. He can't judge. Judge all things. He can't judge.
Look how they talk to black women. Look how they talk to their people.
Judge all things. We're not dealing with the loud black women, man. We're not dealing with the loud black women, man. With no clothes on, man. Walking around loud, man. And you sure are wicked. Right. And you sure are dirty. Right. And you sure are nasty. Right. And you sure are a bad.
Look how they talk to their black women. Look how they talk to the so-called black woman.
You feel bad for your wickedness. Give me Proverbs 9:13, man. Hey, the days of the last so-called black women are coming to an end.
You hear that? No, baby, no. This is Mother Earth. The days of us is not going anywhere. No. That's where you messing up at. The days of the so-called black woman is not destroyed. Okay? You have to wake up. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
How could you so-called black women, man? That's right! The most I got in those days, right? There ain't no more food in your kitchen, ain't no more damn Similac, ain't no more damn weed, ain't no more damn black and mouths, man. They gonna have nothing in those days, man. Right. But your ignorance and your empty mind, man.
Hey.
Read. This the book of Proverbs.
This is hate.
Verse 13. Hey, foolish woman, the black woman. Hey, foolish woman.
Oh, they love pulling this verse out.
A damn half of the weed. Hey, foolish woman. It's glamorous. It's what? It's glamorous. And what was she coming up here saying? What was she saying, King? Just jibber jabbers, man. Why don't you put a dress on, man? Everybody's mad at us.
Put a dress on. See, that's what they want. Put a dress on. Don't that look evil? Look how his face stopped. That's spirits. That's them evil spirits. Just look. Look at the evil for their own people. But you claim that you waking your people up to let them know who they really are. How you waking them up? With hate?
People used to be, man. Unified, militant, strong.
That's what we need to be. Unified, militant, together.
Godly exercise popular political, man.
That's what we need to be. Unified, militant, together. No hate, all love.
Right? Are you going to let the so-called white man try to hold your daughter's hand, man? Are you, is that what it's going to take, man? How many so-called black women are dead by the so-called white man and the police, man? How many so-called black men have been murdered unjustly, man? How many men are now been exonerated for 35, 40 years for weed and crack and guns and drugs planted on them by wicked police departments in America? What is it going to take, man? Even if the so-called white man took your damn baby and threw him in the harbor, you still love him, right? Yeah, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Right? It was a mistake.
Now you hear that?
Right? It shouldn't happen. Maybe he was just in a bad state. So we have to learn how to love our people, and we have to learn how to separate from our oppressors. Go back to your daddy, right? Go back to your daddy. You're not going to do that to the white man, though. You got to hold your daughter's hand. You got to hold your daughter's hand. Right, thank you. Now do it to the white man. Now do it to the white man. Do it to the police that put drugs in your people's community. Do it to the white man without cracking your head. Don't do it to your father.
Hey.
You damn bad witch. You damn whore. Proverbs 9:13 again. Read it again. Now do it to the so-called white man. Go up to the white man, who put his knee on George Floyd's neck, and then go throw water at him. Go up to Joe Biden, who put crack in your head and throw water at him, you stupid ass woman.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Now she's playing. Look at the thing about your damn tears, man.
Wow.
Wipe your
But
damn
you just
tears.
said
Wipe your talking to the
that
drink.
what
Wipe
if
your
that white
talking
man throw your baby in a harbor? Hate.
Wipe your talking to people being murdered by the police, man. We can stand about your damn tears for the white man. Let's go! Your tears, man. Let's go! Cameras, real. And she is simple. She is what? She is simple. She is what? She is
And they
simple.
use the same
She is
one
simple.
to try to judge
She
somebody.
is simple. And no, no, and
Look
what?
how
And no,
disgusting
no,
that
and
is.
what? And no, no. Insurrect 6 and 13. That's right. Go do it to the Chinese man. Selling your people pork and dog and cat. Go do it to the Arab man in the gas station. Selling you pork and then sliders and then backwards, man. Why don't you take out your cold spirit or your true enemy, man? Right.
Wow.
Right.
The true enemy is the government. The true enemy is the government. You taking out the true hate on your people, on the wrong ones.
And it reads, Salakia. Separate thyself from thy enemy. Read it again. Separate thyself from thy enemy. Read it again. Separate thyself from thy enemy. Let your kids hold hands with a serpent. Read it again. Separate thyself from thy enemy. So don't lie out the men of the Lord because they're trying to protect your daughter's life from the same man oppressing you in the same ghetto you came out from. That's right. It's a separate thyself from thy enemy.
Wow.
And now the so-called white man's a good guy, man.
So look at that hate. So don't believe what I believe. Believe what you want to believe. But do it with love. Okay? Have love, compassion for your people. Uplift your people in the right way. Don't try to tear your people down in a judging, evil way. So thank you all so much for watching. I got more coming. Stay tuned.